You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports, and let's talk about something I found interesting. Because I saw this come out, and I thought, that's funny. So I said I want to do a story on it. I love these kind of stories. They're different. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman used to have themselves some cocktails in the booth during games. I got to tell you, my kind of dudes. I'm wearing our Defund the Athletes 3.0 shirt. I will give you a crisp 10% off this bad boy. Promo code, you know what? Let's use LeBron sucks. LeBron, S-U-X. All one word. Go get you 10% off this shirt or anything else in our merch store. So, I got to tell you, I do like Joe Buck. I do like Troy Aikman, particularly Troy Aikman. I think Troy Aikman's very good in the booth. I know Joe Buck takes a bad rap. I know he does. But look, I grew up a baseball fan, listened to his daddy, listened to Joe, and when I'm ready for postseason baseball, it's weird if I don't hear Joe Buck's voice. Okay? Let's take a look at this article. It's from our dudes over at Outkick. Boozing on the job, and by the way, there is some audio to this, and I will play it. Boozing on the job, we all thought about doing it one time or another. I'll tell you a little something about that. Well, it looks like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are about that action. Buck recently joined Colin Cowherd on the Colin Cowherd podcast and admitted him and Aikman occasionally enjoyed a cocktail or two in the booth. Apparently, it helped the two color commentators stay relaxed. Quote, I feel like it's a good mental trigger to just chill. I'll say this. You know what? Let's play the sound. Bam.
I told Troy this. I said, every broadcast partnership has a different feel. Regardless of who is the analyst, Al Michaels always feels like he's leading the broadcast. Tony Romo is the energizer to Nance. You and Aikman are different. You sound like college buddies. You sound like you both have a small glass of bourbon that you sip occasionally during the game, and it's an incredibly comfortable experience for me as a consumer. And I'll ask you what I asked Troy. How long did it take to curate that?
It took longer for Troy and me to get there than it took Smoltz and I to get there. And I'll say this. We have had that glass of bourbon in the booth, although it's not bourbon. It's tequila, splash of Grand Marnier, and grapefruit juice. I went through a couple of years where in the first inning of every postseason baseball game, I had the runner go get the biggest beer that the stadium sold, and I had it sitting there, and I would sip it from time to time to remind myself to relax and have fun. I'm just doing a game. And I brought that over to football, but because Troy is a man of finer tastes, beer somehow became tequila, Grand Marnier, and grapefruit juice. We haven't done it in a long time now, but it was good for a stretch. And I feel like it's a good mental trigger to just chill and remind yourself that you're not refueling an F-16 in mid-flight. You're doing a sporting event, and if you treat it like anything other than that, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Okay, there's a time or two that Aikman may have come across a little sauced. The bloodshot eyes stick out, but it's kind of nice to see Buck admit the secret behind the calming, relaxing vibe. Yeah, look, occasionally Troy Aikman will give some calls, and Joe Buck, where if you didn't know better, you would think they were just flat-ass sauced up there. Drunker than Cooter Brown's cousin, Lulu Brown. But, look, I still enjoy their commentary. I got to admit, though, my two favorites now are actually Jim Nance and Tony Romo. Tony Romo is a hit. I mean, he absolutely is a hit. ESPN, the Marxist ESPN of China, really, really messed up not getting Tony Romo in on Monday Night Football. They should have sprung for it, paid up paid up. You get what you pay for, ESPN. Look, I've got no issues with this. I'm not going to come on here and have a fit, toss them under the bus. I'm sure you'll get some leftist man babies that, their balls haven't dropped yet, that will hear something like this and get outraged. They will get outraged that Troy Aikman and Joe Buck like to have a little alcohol on the job. Now, look, during our election, our special black and white election stream this year, I drank a beer right on a live stream. Sure did. There used to be a show on one of my other channels that was called The Six Pack, and it was 6 YouTube dudes hanging out, drinking beer, shooting the shit for an hour and a half on a live stream. Believe it or not, 50 to 100 people would show up to listen to 6 assholes visit while getting sloshed. It's a thing. Look, people like authentic, people that are authentic. People like that. People that are real. And the fact is, a little alcohol will loosen you up, let you peel back the curtain a little bit, and in some cases, you can do a better job. Now, I worked for years in the corporate world. About 12 years. I managed for about 9, pretty far up the food chain. And I'll never forget, after I left that world, I went to work for a telecom company. And I'll never forget, about a year after working there, I came in one day and there was booze everywhere in the break room. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? And I walked into the knock. I worked in a network operations center. I walked into the knock, and my fellow employees are sitting around boozing it up. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And they said, well, it's so-and-so special day, and we're all having a cocktail. And I was like, oh. But I will tell you that it took me a few hours to get around to getting to said cocktails, because after being in that corporate pressure cooker, an environment where if we even thought we hinted a smell of alcohol, we'd have fired you twice if we could have. And that's how I was trained my entire adult life up to that point. And that's how the business I had come from ran. I mean, a tight ship, you didn't drink on the job. And so, look, it took some getting used to, but yeah, I got around to it. We was good. I found this interesting. I thought it was fun, and I was like, you know what? I'm making a video on this. Are you outraged by Joe Buck and Troy Aikman having themselves a little snort on the job, black and white sports fans? I, for one, can appreciate a little snort every now and then of alcohol. Nothing more sinister, you rat bastards. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.